So, good morning, and welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. Before I get into the players that I want to speak about this morning, I just want to say thank you very much for all the love and support on the channel recently. I will be continuing on with some FIFA later on today. Don't forget also the Premier League transfer update will be dropping about 10:30 this morning, and I will then be streaming FIFA. I didn't do that yesterday. I did it on the Gunner Gaming channel. So if you want to check that out, the link is in the description. Go and subscribe to that channel ASAP. Let's get that up to 2,000 subscribers as quick as we possibly can. Also, I will be doing a level 3 membership stream tonight at 7 o'clock. I did a level 2 yesterday. I'll be doing a level 3 tonight. So down there somewhere, it should say join. If it doesn't say join, then the link is in the description. Go and check the memberships out. Been really enjoying doing them streams recently as well. So, but listen, the first player I want to speak about, and I'm not going to go on forever about this guy because I did a stream yesterday. And if you haven't checked that out, fully go and check that stream out. Really enjoyed doing that stream. And that is Hector Bellerin. Ah, look how good and fresh-faced Hector Bellerin looks back then. Until he decides to turn into a fashion model, Zoolander, and decided that football wasn't his passion. And pretty much his career slipping away. And Inter Milan are linked with him. I mean, back then when he burst onto the scene, we all thought we had the next best right back in the world. He's going to kick on. He's going to be amazing. He's going to be super quick. He's going to be ultra defensive. He's going to bomb forward at times. He's going to be whipping crosses into the box. And it just hasn't really happened, has it? Now, he is a shadow of that guy that burst onto the scene a few years back. Inter Milan are said to be keen on signing him for around £35 million. Please, 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 Antonio Conte, come and take him away. Please, just get it done. We want him gone. He's never lived up to the hype. He's openly admitted that he doesn't like football and that his main passion is modelling. Well, Milan's the best place for you to be then, Mr. Bellerin. So get your stuff and hop on the next available flight, whenever that may be, and toodle off down to Inter Milan. They need a right back. They're looking at you, my friend. So go and get that done and dusted. Please, please, please. I really want that deal to happen. He is one of the players that I've desperately wanted gone out of this football club for a long, long time. Now let's move on to a defender that we're actually linked to. And that is Athletic Bilbao's Unai Nunez. Not Unai Emery, good evening, but Unai Nunez. And Arsenal are said to be making him a priority signing this summer. Now, he's got a £26.5 million buyout clause. And in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty damn cheap. Every player in Spain, as I've said before, does have to have a buyout clause. His is relatively cheap. He's 23 years old. And Arsenal are said to be willing to meet the buyout this summer. Now, he's only played 18 games this season. And most of them are coming the second half of the season, which is eventually halted. It's come to an end now, hasn't it? He made his international debut for Spain in September. And that was in a game against the Faroe Islands. He came on for Sergio Ramos in that game. But anybody who watches La Liga knows that Bilbao play with a back three. So he's one of the three at centre-back, which means that potentially we could play him in a back three or we could play him in a back four. So he's kind of flexible in that way. Now, listen, this guy is very strong. He's very powerful. He's versatile. Like I said, he can play in a back three. Man United are interested in him. Inter Milan are interested in him. Not only that, Juventus are interested in him. West Ham are interested in him. Now, his contract runs until 2023. So Arsenal are said to be, as soon as this goes back to normality, Arsenal are said to be going straight into match that release clause. And do you know what? I said this the other day. I'm kind of happy with the fact that we're linked to players that are relatively young. And this guy is relatively young. You know, 23 for a centre-back is pretty young, isn't it? Especially in today's footballing world. You know, centre-backs tend to go on now until they're into their mid-40s, mid-30s even. But I'd love to know your thoughts on him. You know, like I said, he only broke in properly and held down a position properly towards the second half of this season. But having watched Spanish football, not as much as I used to, I can tell he's actually a decent player. I can tell you that for nothing. Would he come in and hit the ground running? That's always a big fear when you sign a new player, especially from La Liga. You know, most of the teams out there are not the greatest teams in the world. Yes, they're very technically good, but can they defend? I'm not so sure. But listen, leave it in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on Hector Bellerin. Would you bid him off? If so, do you think 35 million is the right fee? And let me know your thoughts on Unai Nunez. Now, let's get on to the main talking point, and that is this guy who's taking forever to load. But there you go, he's loaded. Buffering FC, and that is Kai Havertz. This guy is an absolute baller. I would love this guy at Arsenal. Now, Arsenal and Man City are very, very keen on signing him this summer. He's an attacking midfielder from Bayer Leverkusen, as you all know. He is only 20 years old, but he has just bagged goals for fun. This kid is absolutely exceptional. He was the youngest ever debutant in Leverkusen's history. But not only that, you know, the guy has kicked on, and you know, there's already a lot of clubs linked to him. Now, Rudi Voller, do you remember Rudi Voller? If you don't, search him up. Rudi Voller said that it's going to be very difficult to keep hold of him. He said, this is a direct quote, "I'm glad that we still held on to Havertz this year. We will see how it looks in the summer. He has a contract until 2022, and there are, of course, a lot of classic facts. There was already interest in the summer, but we told him that it would be good for him to stay for another year, and that was the right decision. Now, obviously, they're reluctant to sell him, but they're going to get around £90 million for him. And that £90 million for a club the size of Leverkusen is absolutely monstrous. I can't even get my words out. Massive. I can't speak today. But at the same time, this one's buffering as well. What's going on today? This is moving crazy. But there we go. Anyway, listen, his career so far, he joined their academy when he was 11. He became the youngest ever Bundesliga debutant when he played at 17 years and 126 days old for Werder Bremen before he moved to Leverkusen. 17 goals last season in the league in 34 games, makes him one of the top attacking midfielders in Europe. He also broke into the German national team, making his debut in 2018. Now, he's likely to cost around £90 million, like I said. And this is what the manager of Leverkusen had to say. He said, Kai is 20 years old, but already in his fourth season in the Bundesliga. That says a lot. Everyone in Germany sees him as a child prodigy. He is from Aachen, which is in Germany, obviously, which he has been there since he was 8 years old. That is a football team, as we know. He is very intelligent. He also plays the piano. I don't know what that has to do with playing football, but maybe Alexis gave him lessons on that. I don't know. We sold his buddy, Julian Brandt, to Borussia Dortmund last summer, and Havertz has suddenly become more of an eye-catcher. A lot came to him before the winter break. We lost a derby at Cologne, and then 3 days later at home to Hertha Berlin. Suddenly, the entire stadium whistled him off. He was devastated by that. Why do people hate me? Then he's just another 20-year-old, and you explain that to him. They don't hate you, but this is how it goes in football. This is the manager's direct quotes, by the way. He continues on. I'm going to finish this off. During the winter break, we showed him images that he did not reach in the box, although now he does it more often. His share of the goals and assists has skyrocketed. He can't be held on to next summer. That will be a transfer of around £90 million. This is the manager of Bayer Leverkusen. What I'm saying is it's going to take more than €100 million. So it's fair that Havertz, if you want him, will not come cheap. Wow. Well, there you go. That's how fickle football fans are. They whistled him off. Listen, I would love this guy at Arsenal. He would be levels above the number 10 we have there now. You know my thoughts on that guy. I cannot stand Mesut Ozil. The quicker we bin him, the quicker we go and buy somebody like this guy, the better. Now, do I see it happening? Well, that's the interesting part, because do you know what? I think we've got the money to go and do the deal. Can we go and do the deal? Can we get a deal of that size for a player of that caliber over the line and get it done quickly, soon as the window, whenever that may be, is officially open? So I don't know. Listen, leave it in the comment section down below. Do you think we'll sign Kai Havertz? If not, where's he going to end up? Also, how much do you think he's going to go for? Leave it in the comment section. Apologies about the buffering, but this that I'm streaming off has been moving crazy for weeks. So it is what it is. All have a wonderful Wednesday. I will be back with a level 3 members stream tonight. I will also be streaming FIFA at 12 o'clock, half 12. And I'll be dropping the Premier League transfer update at half 10. So all have a wonderful hump day. I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.